Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. Today's webinar's topic is Mechanical Engineering and Building MEP Services. Let's have a quick look. This is our agenda today. We will talk about general engineering practices, job positions for various engineering graduates and different people, and who is a good engineer. We will see, and we will see the engineers categories and subcategories relevant to the mechanical engineering. And we will talk about the MEP requirements or mechanical engineers in the construction industry. We will touch about learning and earning concepts. Okay, and we will see different types of buildings. And lastly, we'll talk about the building MEP services at a glance. So engineers are found to be skillfully arranged for something to occur. This is a general definition applies to all the engineers, because they are trained or they have subjects so that they arrange whatever activity they have given very skillfully, okay, in timely manner, and by keeping the quality in place and all. Another definition: the engineers, they design, they build, they maintain, and they develop engines, machines, or structures. This is the overall definition of the engineers. This also shows in the disciplines in which the engineers can move in. They can go into design, they can go into execution, build or manufacture, they can go into the maintenance, the facilities management, or they can go in developing or research and developing sector. So various job positions available, to list a few. With the design, these are the job positions. To start with, the intern or trainee engineers, project engineer or projects engineer. Sometime one engineer is handling many projects. Okay, once they are acquainted with the systems and all in a company, they are given more projects than one. Design engineers, senior design engineers, lead engineer, HOD, head of the design. It could be any discipline: mechanical, electrical, or architecture, structure. Design manager or design director or projects director. These are the various positions available. This is to list a few, but there are more positions exist. The other positions are like coordinator, technical manager, general manager design, or if you own a company or if you have a share, you could be a CEO or an entrepreneur. Okay. Now let's see what are the positions in building. The construction, again, somebody can join as an intern, trainee engineer, then junior engineer, projects engineer again for construction, okay, or building or manufacturing, senior project engineer, project manager, project director, or projects director. GM construction, general manager construction, or technical engineer or technical manager. Okay, it is advised for new engineers to join execution or building industry. Instead of design industry, it is advised to go first to build or go to the construction industry or execution part. Okay. The other position or the other sector in which the engineers can go is maintenance. Okay, again, they can start as an intern or trainee engineer, junior engineer, projects engineer, senior project engineer, projects manager, project director, service engineer, maintenance manager, and so on and so forth. In the development R&D, there are huge scope of work for engineers. Okay, these sectors are not only for mechanical, all disciplines have the opportunity to work in these zones like design, build, maintain, and to develop. Few of the other positions which are commonly available in the industry: estimation engineer, which are dealing with the quantity survey, quality assurance, quality control engineers, project management consultant, specifications writers, project planning engineers, liaising, who are taking care of the approvals from the local authorities, liaising with the government bodies, okay, contracts manager, BIM or CAD manager, sales and marketing. They are involved in the sales and marketing too. Code consultant or testing and commissioning specialist or general manager, CEO, and entrepreneur. This is for the higher positions they can go for, and they can open their own company too. A good engineer is strong in academics, especially in the science, maths, and physics. They are technically sound, commercially aware what's going on. Interpersonal skills, they have very good. They have very good analytical skills like communication, creativity, critical thinking, data analysis, research. One thing about the communication, the important point to note is communication is not only reading, writing, and speaking, but also we should concentrate on listening. Okay. And good engineers always takes care of environment, the energy, the water, the natural resources. Okay. And good engineers has convincing capability. The ideas which they are proposing, it should be in line with the client requirement, the project requirement, environmental requirements. Okay. So that the project is done with high level of sustainability and comfort. Let's have a look at the engineers category. Nowadays, we have a lot of fields. To name a few here, we have computer science, IT. In IT, we have data science, artificial intelligence, and a lot of other streams are there. Electrical and electronics, chemical engineering, civil, and mechanical engineering. There are immense opportunities for inter-department work. If somebody is having experience in working with two streams, they have good opportunities in the market. There are a plethora of job options for mechanical engineers. There are a lot of job opportunities available for mechanical engineers. And the mechanical engineers are found to switch to other categories very conveniently. Generally, they have the subjects so that they can switch to any other trade. For example, let's say they can go to nuclear projects, they can go to aerospace industry, aeronautical industry, automobile, railway projects, industrial projects, construction projects, among several others. Okay, for example, we have aeronautical and automobile and aerospace industry. It is limited to the people who are relevant to the thermal or mechanical fields only. Other disciplines cannot go there. Okay, so mechanical engineering is having a lot of scope of work. Okay, so let's have a look at the construction, which is a huge industry. Construction is relevant to the infrastructure works, buildings, oil and gas, industries, and several other projects. So whatever is outside the building, the roads, the bridges, the parks, everything outside the building is in the infrastructure work. Generally, the civil engineers are carrying out this work. The infrastructure works are carried out by civil engineers. The buildings are designed by architects. Okay, there are specialist disciplines who are dealing with oil and gas industry and the industrial projects relevant to their discipline. Now, let's have a look at the various parties' involvement in the construction industry. First of all, we have a client or a stakeholder. There are zoning authorities, local authorities, regulatory bodies for each project zoning requirement. There are project management consultants. There are investors like banks and all. There are third-party consultants. There are consultants, sub-consultants, contractors, subcontractors, and there are a lot of specialist suppliers. Okay, and apart from that, there is a facility management team who is taking care of the maintenance and the testing commissioning authority. So, for example, the design guy is taking care of the consultancy part, and the contractor is taking care of the execution part, or who is installing on site. MEP, let's have a look at MEP. What is MEP? M stands for mechanical, E stands for electrical, and P is plumbing services. Now the question is which field to choose and how much we can earn. Learning and earning. This concept is from Robert Greene. The future belongs to those who learn more skills and combine them in a creative way. Okay, there is another quote from Warren Buffett. The best investment you can make is an investment in yourself. The more you learn, the more you will earn. So this is a general concept. So any discipline the new engineers they want to opt for is good, provided you are updating yourself and you are up to the mark. Okay, and you have very good learning skills. Okay, so that will help you earn more. Let's have a look at the different buildings, general types of housing. Single detached building or villa, duplex, which is having staircase from inside for accessing the upper levels or upper floors, triplex, side detached dwellings, stacked row houses, small apartments, low-rise apartments, mid-rise apartments. Apartment cover commercial means a mixed-use application, mixed-use building, high-rise apartments. This is an example of a low-rise building. This is mid-rise, mixed-use development. And this is a high-rise building with podium. We have two towers standing on a podium. These are super tall structures. Burj Khalifa, the tallest tower in the world. Okay, likewise, we have super tall structures. So all these disciplines or engineers, they contribute to build these things and make the world beautiful. Apart from that, we have industrial sheds, warehouses. Okay, let's have a look at different teams involved in building construction. We have bidding project, or who bids the project for getting the project for their company. There are architects. Sometimes they are called concept architects, architect of record based on their responsibility. Structure engineers, they design the structure of the building. The MEP guys includes the mechanical guy, HVAC, electrical and telecom engineers, the plumbing engineers who takes care of water services, sewerage, drainage, cooking gas systems, and firefighting system. Interior designers, QA/QC, health and safety engineers or specialists, and we have production team for making the models, preparing the drawings. Okay, they call CAD operators, Revit technicians, or designers, coordinators, managers. There are different positions available in these. And there are in some companies there are teams who are taking care of local authorities approvals. And apart from these, there are different specialist consultants, contractors, and suppliers. So MEP guys or mechanical guys have got huge scope of work. They can work as a QS for quantity estimation. They can work in contracts department to deal with the project bidding and all. They can work as a HVAC engineer. Okay, they can work as a coordinator among MEP services and other disciplines. The mechanical guys can take care of the plumbing services, firefighting services, cooking gas systems, okay, and also the building management system. So these disciplines, they exist during the design, and they are required during the execution also. Okay, so the scope of work is very huge, and sometimes we have supervision consultant too for supervising the execution of work what is done by the contractor. Let's have a look at some of the specialist consultants or contractors or suppliers. They have important role to play. Like outside the buildings, the design and execution is done by infrastructure consultants or contractors. We have fire engineering specialists, life safety specialists. They are getting our projects approved by local authorities. Okay, value engineering specialist. We have kitchen and laundry suppliers or specialist consultants. We have QA/QC teams, quantity surveyors, furniture design specialists. Some of the projects we have to hire these guys for the design of the furniture. Irrigation landscape specialist, lighting design specialist, signage, external lighting. These are all different specialists required for different projects. Facilities management, F&B, food and beverage services, anti-terrorism specialist consultant for safety, retail specialist required for malls project. And if the project falls in archaeological zone, then we have to approach the historical design consultant, or we have to take the approval for our projects from them. And there are third-party design review teams. Few more: soil investigation specialist, traffic impact study specialist. We have sewage treatment plant, water treatment, water specialist or chemical engineer for these. Fireproofing specialist. We have factory manufacturing process design consultants. Like if we have a juice manufacturing factory, the process of juice manufacturing, that is bottle making or packing arrangement and filling arrangement, it is automated. That is designed by specialist guys. And there are some positions in some projects we need a code consultant too, who are taking care of the codes, the local regulations and standards, and they are communicating with the zoning authorities. We could be part of one of them. The CFD analysis, energy consultant. CFD analysis is on the project is done by a specialist. There is a energy consultant for energy auditing, energy simulations. If you are working on a data center project, then you have to hire a data center design specialist. Aviation consultant, if you are working on aviation projects. Okay, if the project is going for LEED certification, we have to have a LEED green building consultant. The mechanical engineer is having a lot of items in the building which contribute for green building certifications. There are a lot of programs throughout the world. In India, we have like Indian Green Building Council, LEED India, GRIHA, Green Association. So 4 or 5 bodies are working for green buildings in India, and abroad we have so many local green building authorities and international projects too. Apart from that, we have few more specialists like swimming pool guy, the water feature and fountain guy, the elevator escalator specialist, the garbage chute supplier, compressed air system, car fume exhaust system, fuel oil supply system. These are all relevant to the workshop projects. Hotel operators, if you are designing a hotel project, we have to take care of hotel operators' requirements, their corporate identity, brand identity, especially for these showrooms, the big brands, they have branding requirements for the project. We have to take care of that. And there is a consultant for that. Acoustic specialist who is taking care of the noise in the building. Testing commissioning specialist. We have, if you are designing a gym project or working on gym equipment consultant or supplier. Laboratory consultant, if somebody is working on laboratory project. Hospital equipment design consultant, that is done by a specialist. Okay, let's have a look at the MEP systems in the building. First, mechanical. We have HVAC. HVAC means heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. This is the most growing industry, constantly growing industry, and I can say exponentially growing industry because of the temperature changes throughout the world. Okay, because of the global warming issues and ozone depletion issues. Okay, and earlier we used to have air conditioners as luxury, but nowadays it is becoming necessity. And when V stands for ventilation, so proper ventilation is utmost required. Nowadays we are in pandemic, so there are new regulations and standards which are taking care of ventilation part, which is helping fight with COVID pandemic. Apart from these, the mechanical engineers can take care of plumbing services like domestic water supply systems in the building, sewerage system, sewage disposal system, drainage, surface water, storm water systems, firefighting systems, and cooking gas system also. So all these systems, they can communicate through building management system. So a mechanical engineer is having huge scope of work. They can go into heating systems only. They can go into ventilation systems only. They can go into air conditioning systems only. And there are some companies who are having separate team for the design of duct system, separate team for the design of piping systems, whatever piping, refrigeration piping or chill water piping, condenser water piping, whatever piping we have, there are different teams. So there is a huge scope of work for the mechanical engineers in these fields. And every discipline is having hundreds of products, hundreds of items to be used on the project. So each project is having sales and marketing requirement, the research and development requirement, the technical feedback requirement from the engineers to the sales team. Okay, so there is a huge scope of work. Refrigeration systems, if you are working on warehouse projects or cold storages, for example, if you're working on a hotel project, there is a walk-in cold storage. There, the refrigeration systems are designed by mechanical engineers. For electrical systems, To list a few, the lighting system, lighting control system, the power, fire detection and alarm system, emergency power diesel generator systems, lightning protection system, earthing system, emergency lighting system, and we have ELV systems. They are called electrical and low voltage systems, telephone and data system, CCTV or close control television systems, building management system, MATV, SMATV, IPTV system, access control. This could be for opening the doors or lifts or entrance gates or barrier for vehicle access and all. Public address system, voice evacuation systems, parking management system for the car parking areas, FITS, flight information display system for the airport projects, audiovisual systems for the auditorium and conference halls. Okay, so these systems, a mechanical engineer can take care of all these systems as well as all these systems. Electrical also. Even the electrical engineer can take care of electrical as well as mechanical systems too, to some extent. But they cannot go into the depth of HVAC. Okay. Thank you so much. Any question?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Now I request the participants, if they have any questions or any doubt, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the questions. So you can unmute yourself. Who are having doubt, please ask the question.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, ask your question.
Sir, actually, I'm from automobile engineering. I've done my automobile engineering in B.Tech.
Okay.
Then can I do the for M.Tech in HVAC?
Yes, why not?
That is the question.
This is automobile engineering is a undergrad program, right? And undergraduate program or
yeah.
B.Tech. Then you can switch to the masters. Yes,
yeah.
you.
Sir, in our college, can I do for not regular? I am not regular. I am working in Gulf country. Then can I do the HVAC?
Is it Sohail?
Yes, I am Sohail.
Sohail, this is Raza Khan with you. I am in charge of admissions at Nawab Shah Alam Khan College of Engineering and Technology. I think you are eligible for admission for a master's program in HVAC, but you have to be available here locally for all the mid exams and the final exams. Although the classes are going on online right now, but in near future the classes may be offline. So once it is offline, you have to give the biometric attendance. So I'm afraid it may not be available to students who are staying abroad.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Kale. You have one question?
If you are in Hyderabad, you can visit the college and you can meet me personally.
Right now I am here, sir, in Qatar.
Okay. So if you are coming in near future, yeah.
In up to December or January, I will be there. But I didn't write any MSET. I'm planning to do by management this admission.
Yes, that's what. I think December will be too late. If you are coming by September, so September or October, you can contact our college and then you can come and personally meet me.
Sir, if I send my brother to
our college, you can send him. You can send him with all the details. Let him talk to me. Then
Okay,
we
sir.
can discuss. Right. Okay.
Sir, how can I get your contact number or contact details?
You can note it down.
Okay, sir.
98480
98480
58830.
488.
98480
Okay.
58830.
58830.
Yeah. My
This
name is
Sohail.
Raza Khan. Yeah.
This is Sohail. Already I given the 2 contact numbers of our college. So maybe you can contact them.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions from participants in Zoom?
Yeah, one question from the participant is that is there a scope in commissioning of HVAC, or else is the commissioning is good?
Yes, there are a lot of opportunities.
Hello.
Yes, there are a lot of opportunities for the commissioning engineers nowadays. We have when we are going for projects, approval for LEED, okay, like this one. When the project is going for LEED certification, it is mandatory to have a testing commissioning specialist on the project from the start of the project till end of the project. So there is an involvement of commissioning specialist on the project from the concept. They will check the concept. They will prepare the guidelines also throughout the stages of the project. So they are there from the beginning of the project, from the concept, schematic, detailed design, tender document, and even in the construction, they are involved. And post-construction also, they are involved because they have to verify that the systems which are installed or executed on the site are actually performing. So there is a process, complete process is there for getting the LEED certification. So there is a post verification also. After 1 year, they will check whether the systems are in place and they are working okay or not. Okay. So the testing commissioning is a huge field, and the testing commissioning authority I'm talking about from the concept till end, this is a different team. Okay. They will prepare the formats, the guidelines, the procedures, everything before getting the contractor on board. So that the contractor follows what the project operator's project requirements are. And there is another testing commissioning specialist who actually test and commission the installed systems. Generally, they are from the client. So the contractor is executing the project on site. The consultant is supervising the execution, and the testing and commissioning guy will actually check whether the installed systems are performing as per the specification or as per the quantities requirement or not. So they will prepare a report and they will give directly to the client. So sometimes what happens, the system is underperforming, overperforming, shortfalls in the systems. All those items are checked by the testing and commissioning guy. So what I said is the testing commissioning guy is appointed by the client themselves, because what happens if the same guy is doing the installation and the same guy if he is doing the testing and commissioning. So if there is any problem in the system, they will not highlight it. They will just bypass the thing, run it, and they will go out of the project. So this is the reason why the importance of testing and commissioning engineers and experts is increasing in the industry. Okay, they are taking care of not only mechanical systems, they are part of electrical systems and all other special systems we have discussed, elevators, escalators, okay, and all specialist system suppliers. I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah, thank you. And any other questions, anybody? I think few participants, they have very curious about their career after their HVAC. So anybody having any kind of doubts or clarifications, they can ask.
Yeah, I have a question in the chat box. As global temperatures are rising, further resulting in rise in sea levels and submergence of coastal areas, what steps engineers in HVAC field can take to prevent such catastrophes? This is a very interesting question. Actually, the HVAC engineers, they are taking care of the refrigerants for this. They are for high performance equipments so that they can reduce the overall carbon footprint of the system. Okay. And before designing the project and execution on site, they are doing the complete life cycle analysis of the systems to study the footprints, different footprints, carbon footprints, and energy usage. Okay. So in this way, they can contribute to the uh, environmental issues like reducing the energy consumption, reuse the water, okay, harvest the water. For example, condensate drain, you can collect and reuse for irrigation purposes, okay. And in the HVAC industry, there are a lot of like indoor equipment. You can go for electrically commuted motors instead of normal motors. If they consume 30% less power and the life is also. So these are some of the strategies by which we can save, we can contribute to the environment. Okay, the ventilation systems are very important on one hand, but they consume a lot of energy. So there is a big sector in the field of ventilation system for energy recovery wheels. Okay, apart from that, nowadays we have cogeneration, trigeneration, solar operated chillers, okay, into renewable energy sources. So there is a huge scope of work and a lot of people are working on that. Okay, any other question?
I think one more question is there in chat box. I think
Yes.
Scope job suited for
Yes.
in
Yes.
MEP.
Let me answer that, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yes. Yes, this is very interesting thing. Actually, first you should learn design, okay, and for the as far as the job is concerned, you should go for execution part first at the start of your career, because you know during the execution you will come to know how to handle the material, the manpower, the machinery, how to get the approvals from local authorities, from consultant, how to communicate with the client, how to manage your store, okay, and how to execute the work on site by saving the material, profitability of the company, and you will prepare payment certificates for the vendors, suppliers, manpower suppliers. So you get exposed to a lot of services actually during the execution. Even though the design is very good, you can start with the design, but you should take site knowledge also. So best thing is to start as a site engineer, then working for 5 to 7 years, you can switch to a consultancy position, work as a designer. Then you can go as a project management specialist, because you know where the contractor is cheating, you know, when you are a consultant. Okay. After that, you can go into design. So you have seen the execution part or installation part and the design part. Now you can go to the project management sector, where you know what a consultant does and what the contractor does. Okay. After that, you can go as an investor or a stakeholder. So this is the very good stream. But one thing is there: if you are working as an engineer alone, you are in technical field. It takes a lot of time for coming to a position lead position or a managerial position, you can say. Apart from engineering, if you have any management certificate like MBA or PMP or but who is handling that project? Who is having 5 years of experience but having project management skills? He is an MBA, So on site, you will come to know, okay, and you. So that is what is suggested from my side. Any other question, please?
Yeah. Thank you, Kaleemullah, for your wonderful presentation. It was nice hearing you. I hope all the participants have benefited from it. On behalf of what you say, all the freshers, I would like to ask you a simple question, because most of our freshers are looking for job opportunities, although you have replied to that earlier query. But specifically speaking about HVAC engineers, what are the job prospects in India, in the Gulf and in the West? Can you please elaborate what skill sets are required for it? Skill set you have already discussed about it.
Okay. To answer that question, let me show you this slide. We will go through the job responsibilities, exactly what a design engineer does and what a execution engineer is doing. That will help everybody understand which code to choose. Okay. This is the representation of a design process. Let's say you're a HVAC guy. Okay. They will contribute in review the big documents. For example, what is the area, what kind of project is that? They will review and provide the feedback to the bidding team so that they can bid the project accordingly. Okay. Another responsibility, review, study the client project requirements. Once the project is awarded, they have to see what are the operator's project requirement. So based on that, the project will get executed or designed. Project planning, they have to have very good eye on the project planning. Means what is the schedule? How much time is it taking for concept? How much time is it taking for schematic design, detailed design, and the tender documentation process and everything. So after that, prepare the concept design, raise queries and concerns, if any, to the client. Okay, during the concept, we give the client different systems options and recommendations. What kind of material to be used? Is there any recommended manufacturer available from the client side, or which brand to go for, and which standard we will use, which standard in the project. For example, if you are working on a project in India, we have to follow the National Building Code. If you are working in Gulf, we can go for, let's say you are working in UAE, then we have to follow UAE requirements. Of course, we have international standards too, but we need to have an eye on local authorities too, because they are the people who are giving the approvals, right? For example, let me give you an example of NFPA, firefighting requirement. The water storage required for firefighting is for, say, 1 hour as per NFPA, international standard. But if you have any project in Medina, especially in Medina, they ask only for 50 cubic meter water storage requirement, because these are the local authorities and they are confident that their infrastructure is such that in case of fire, the fire brigade will reach the incident or the location within 3 to 5 minutes. So this all depends on the local authorities. So international standards may give you more better systems, but we have to follow the local authorities. So all those things are captured in the concept design. Once the concept design is approved by the client in writing, then we can go to next process, the schematic stage. Okay, after that, detailed design. After that, final design. So during these processes, we perform a lot of calculations, like in concept. During the concept, we are doing based on thumb rules, because we don't have too many things in hand, like building envelope information we don't have, building occupancy information we don't have, okay, like glass, U values and all, we don't have information. So we have to do all our calculations based on thumb rules and the experience. Okay. During the schematic and the detailed design, we will update all our calculations as the project proceeds. Okay. After that, we have to prepare, we are to be part of specifications, prepare the specifications relevant to this project, because the design engineer knows what he is designing, means what kind of system he wants, what should be the quality of the system, because design engineer is in coordination with the client, operator's project requirement. So accordingly, we have to prepare the specifications and prepare the BOQ, or at least look at the BOQ prepared by the quantity surveyors. Okay, whether it is for the same project or not. Okay. After that, there might be some variation of works. Means after you finish the design, the client may come and say, no, I need some changes. So these are the change orders. We have to take care of the change orders too, because you have already spent the time for the project, you have completed the project and you got the money. Now there is no money for the project for further work in the design sector. So any change you have to claim to the client, but you have to give proof, right? And you have to justify your work that you have completed this work and this is the change order and all. For that, you have to be very good in communication. Time to time communication should be there. Okay. For the subcontractors, subconsultants, you have to prepare the payment certificates. Okay. Prepare progress reports has to be submitted for some project weekly, project reports to be submitted for some project fortnightly. Okay. Prepare the tender documents. So these tender documents includes the design drawings, the specifications, the bill of quantity, and the condition of contract. Okay. So the design engineer has to prepare these documents or contribute to prepare these documents. So once these documents are gone to the contractors, different contractors, minimum 3 to 5 or 10 based on the client requirement, but minimum we should have 3 so that we can have a very good techno-commercial comparison. So once during the tender process, we may get queries from the contractors. So we have to respond to the tender queries. During the response, maybe we have to update the drawing, maybe we have to update the BOQ, maybe we have to update the specifications. So everything is updated. Then we have to issue the issue for construction drawings, which are to be signed and stamped by all the parties. And during this process, the entire process, during the concept, during the detailed design, okay, we have to coordinate with the local authorities. Local authorities means you have water connection, water authority, you have sewerage connection, drainage connection, if you have irrigation connection, if you have central cooking gas system, cooking gas network near your building, if you have chill water supply, hot water supply to your project, okay, district cooling application. So all these we have to coordinate. Sometime if your project is falling into, let's say, aviation zone where you cannot build high-rise buildings, then you have to get the approval from aviation department. If you are working on a hotel project, you have to coordinate with the tourism department sometime. Okay, if you are working on a historical project, as we discussed, maybe you have to approach the archaeological department for getting their approvals. Likewise, we have so many local authorities to be coordinated based on the project location and the requirements. And apart from that, the other role is coordination among all the disciplines. For example, the guy is working on HVAC. They have designed the chiller, selected the chiller. Now they want to place the chiller on the roof of the building. So these space requirements are to be coordinated with the architect, that they have to provide this chiller yard and all. There is a pump room requirement. There are shafts requirements for bringing the pipe to the entire building and taking back the pipe from the building to the chiller or the pump room. Okay. Apart from that, the chiller needs electricity. So all the electrical requirements are to be given to the electrical engineers. And the chiller is heavy. For keeping it on the top of the building, we have to give the load to the structural engineer so that they can design the building accordingly. Okay. So apart from that, you are coordinating with interior designer and all other disciplines like QS, QA/QC. For example, some of the companies, they have quality procedure in place. So unless the documents are not gone through all the disciplines, the QA/QC guy will not give a green signal for submission to the client. So we have to take care of that too. Okay. Issue construction documents and hand over the project to the supervision team. So these are the roles of a design engineer. Okay. They can contribute to the project bidding. Okay. They can contribute to the design process. They can contribute to the special calculations if needed. They can contribute to the preparation of the specifications. There are softwares nowadays available. You can take the license. Okay. They will update the specification time to time, and we can prepare our own specifications like CSI. We have CSI format. In CSI format, there are specifications available. Okay. And the guy or the HVAC guy can contribute to the variation orders preparation, keep an eye on the project, where it is going, where the cost is going. Okay. Apart from that, they can contribute in the local authorities approvals, coordination process, and getting the approvals from so many local authorities. So the process seems very large, but if it is a small company, if you are a contractor, you have to deal with all these items. Earlier, we used to have one guy for HVAC, one guy for plumbing, one guy for firefighting, and there are different teams. A lot of people used to be there on the project. But nowadays, the competition is too much, and the workflow is also different. Earlier, we used to have CAD workflow. Now we have building information modeling, BIM workflow, energy simulations. So the time required for the design of the project is reduced from 18 weeks. It has come down to 10 weeks. So it's an immense change in the industry, because one guy is taking care of all. The mechanical engineer is taking care of HVAC, plumbing, firefighting. So he's taking care of 3 disciplines. Apart from that, he is taking care of models preparation too. So he is preparing the model by themselves. So nowadays, the engineers have to do engineering, that is design, and they have to prepare the model also themselves. So there is a huge scope of work available. Okay. So this is a design process. If still I have time, I want to go through the construction process briefly, if you allow, Dr. Mujahid.
Yeah, maybe possible you brief it, because we're having a very few minutes of time left out.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So during the execution, we got the tender documents from the consultant or the client. So we have to study the bid documents before we get the contract on the project. Okay. Review drawings, specifications, and BOQ given to us. Okay. Contact suppliers, get the prices based on the specifications and the drawings, and look for alternatives, better alternatives. Okay. So that the company can save more money. Okay. Issue letter of intents, material procurement, letter of purchase orders. Okay, these are the roles of a HVAC project engineer, you can say, or a plumbing engineer or a firefighting engineer. Okay, in their discipline and their materials. Identify long lead items, highlight all design deficiencies at the start of the project. Because during the bidding process, maybe the bidding department has missed so many things. We have to highlight, we have to check thoroughly and give the feedback to the management. Okay, because during the bidding process, the management give huge discounts. So these discounts are to be adjusted on the project, and the people who are working on the project have to find the ways to save the money. So sometimes it becomes very difficult. Okay, project planning, preparation of progress reports, shop drawings, material submittals has to be prepared, builders work drawings to be prepared, variation of works, cost savings to be offered, payment certificates, manpower salaries approvals, man hours approvals, manpower handling, work distribution, site execution supervision, material handling, quantity takeoff, procurement, storage, distribution and installation. Okay, raising inspection request, coordination with the supervision consultant, coordinate with local authorities. Okay, coordination among all other disciplines, health and safety regulations to be followed by each and every team. Okay, testing and commissioning, prepare the operation and maintenance manuals, warranty certificates, and go for handing over process. And look after the project for 1 year or 2 year based on the contract defects liability period. And then we can mobilize the site. So the mobilization process is at the start of the project and at the end of the project. So you learn a lot of things during the execution. That's why it is advised for the new engineers to go on site first, work there for minimum 3 to 5 years, then go into design, then go for project management. So you can enjoy your work a lot. Thank you so much. Any other question, guys?
I think now time is also going up. I think no much questions. And thank you very much for your elaborate explanation about MEP, HVAC, and as well as mechanical engineering. So really, I think participants on the YouTube as well as on Zoom meeting. So I think they come to know what is these fields. So thank you very much of your wonderful session. And one more important, I think one important announcement I'm going to make. So this is actually the webinar series we are conducting from last 3 weeks. So this is the third one. And next week, we are going to conduct the part of this webinar series. Next week, not webinar. Actually, it is not for 1 hour. We are going to conduct 3 hours or maybe a little bit more than 3 hours. That is in collaboration with the Ministry of Gas and Ministry of Oil and Natural Gas from Government of India. One of the consultant, he's going to the organizing the next week session. He's Professor Dr. Ramana, and the workshop title, mostly the webinar or workshop series of webinars or workshop title will be Energy Conservation in India. So all the participants and all the listeners on YouTube as well as on Zoom, I request you can utilize this opportunity. So we are in collaboration with Nawab Shah Alam Khan College of Engineering. Next week we are going to conduct. And one important thing is we are not conducting at the same time. So because they need longer duration, that's why the time is shifted to 2 o'clock. So it's going to conduct the same webinar on the same link and on the same YouTube channel from 2 to 5. So it is going to be 3 hours in next week. So all the participants, students, and whoever is listening this video, please available next week. You're going to learn a lot of things because the world is going to see the energy crisis. So how we are going to overcome and how the as an Indian, as Government of India, what they're planning, we're going to listen in next week. So I request all the participants, please join to next week at afternoon 2 o'clock on the same day on Thursday, 2nd September. So thank you very much. So thank you very much.
Thank you
for giving your valuable time and delivering a very good session.
Thank you very much, Kaleem sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Please visit our institute sometime.